Okay, we're at kind of a funny angle, but we're in my bathroom. This is like the only time that I have available to kind of chat. So that's what we're gonna do today. I wanted to kind of share where we have been and what has kind of been keeping us a little bit busy and a little bit away from posting videos. So we had a baby in May of last year. You might be able to hear her crying actually. And we have, man, going from no kids to 1 was a big jump. 1 to 2 was fine, 2 to 3 was fine, 3 to 4 was great. And from 4 to 5, for some reason, has been like a real challenge. So we are, this is the Dr. Jart Tiger Grass color correcting treatment. If you're wondering why I'm putting green on my face, that's what that is. I stopped wearing makeup almost entirely. 1, because I don't like how it feels on my face anymore, and 2, because I do not have time for it. So anyway, so we had a baby and we are just kind of dealing with everything that having a 5th kid, but more importantly, just having a baby in general kind of throws at us. I watch some people on here and on other social media platforms that they have like 8, 9, 10 kids, whatever. And it does not even seem to be a struggle for them. I don't know how they do that, because as the mom of a large family, it is 100% a struggle for me. So that's been a big reason why I have not been posting. I don't have time to film, but I certainly don't have time to like edit and do all of the stuff that goes into all of that part. The other part is, I'm going to get a little bit vulnerable here and say, I'm struggling, man. I have had postpartum depression with 4 of the 5 of my kids. Actually, the very middle one is the only one that I didn't. And it's tough. It's really tough. I don't want to get on here and pretend like, oh, everything's great and I feel great, and when I don't. So there's that piece of it. But really, more than anything, probably the biggest part for me is that I'm just gonna come out and say it. I gained weight. I gained weight with my last pregnancy. I am 40 now. I have slowly gained weight with each kid, and then just really struggled to get it back off. And I think that this one was probably the most drastic. I don't know if it's because of my age, or what it is. I also had my gallbladder removed during, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it. Who knows? But I don't want to see myself. And it's hard for me when I don't want to see myself, because I just am so sure that nobody else is going to want to see me either. And so that has just been a real struggle for me. I am purposely filming this at just whatever angle that I can get, because I don't know, I just need to see that for myself, that it's okay. Yeah. So that's where I've been, struggling with just feeling really down on myself, struggling with, ooh, that was a lot of blush, struggling with just postpartum stuff, but then also just not having time. So that's where we've been. So today I thought I'm gonna go ahead and do a video, not because any of that has changed, but mostly I guess because it hasn't. I want to still live my life, even though I'm not super content with how I look. I want to continue to be able to, I don't know, talk about what I like talking about, and that's like groceries and planning meals and freezer cooking and homestead and traveling and just all the things. So that's where we're at. I am going to go do some grocery shopping today. It's going to be our big once a month haul. I have changed a little bit in how I'm doing stuff, but for the most part, it is pretty similar. So I'm gonna do a big monthly haul today, and I will show you guys what we get to feed our family of 7 for a month. Okay, if you guys are anything like us, all of the like tariff prices and just everything, the prices in general of everything are going up. So one of the things that we are trying to do is really keep our water stocked up. So I got 12 gallons of water, and this will just kind of go in our stockpile of water. We don't have a huge one, but I'm trying to build that up a little bit. And I really like having the gallons if I am like doing any kind of cooking with this water. That's what I use that for. And then we got 2 of these big things of bottled water here. So we have quite a lot of all-purpose flour, but I did need bread flour. So since we make all of our own bread and stuff, I want to make sure that we have the correct flour for that. And the Members Mark bread and pizza flour makes really good sliced sandwich bread, especially the brioche sandwich bread. So I will link that. I have a recipe for that on my blog. If you guys are interested in how we make our own sliced sandwich bread, I'll add the link to that. You guys can check that out. But yeah, so I got 50 pounds of bread flour. Vanilla, we bake a lot. You'll see we don't have a lot of, in fact, I can't even remember. I think we did get like 1 or 2 like special pre-made things, but for the most part, the snacks that we make, that we have, are homemade. So a giant thing of vanilla there. And then we'll move on to our dairy. So we are doing pizza night once a week. So I had to restock our freezer of our mozzarella. This by far is the best price on mozzarella per pound that I have found, is the one from Aldi. So that's what we use, and I really like it. It's not a ton of work for us to shred it ourselves, and we get a better end product. I think there's some Monterey Jack in there too, because I got more than this one, but Monterey Jack for taco nights. My husband and kids really like this. They call it crumble cheese, but queso fresco. We have that for taco nights. And then for a lot of our lunches, at least 2 or 3 times a week, we do tea time, where if you do Ambleside online, which is like a homeschool curriculum, they talk about the riches, and we try to do that. So I like to have some fun little cheeses that I'll make, like maybe a bread that takes a little extra effort, a tart or something like that, some fresh fruit and then cheese, and that's what we have for lunch that day. And then we sit and discuss the arts. We might read poetry or from some fun history. This past week we were working on philosophy. Anyway, I really like to have some fun cheeses when we're doing that. It makes us feel fancy. I didn't really need cream cheese, but I did want to add to our stockpile, so I grabbed one of those. Making lots of iced coffee. It's iced coffee season, so half and half. And heavy cream, we're also using that a lot for like pasta dishes and stuff right now. So lots of heavy cream. It's a full gallon right there. And then this will go really fast. This is probably something else I'm gonna have to get at least one more time this month, but I wasn't sure exactly how much we needed, and I didn't want to like way overdo it. We are doing rice pilaf a couple of times a month, like a chicken rice pilaf. If you've ever had rice-a-roni, we do a homemade version of that. It is super, super simple. Very, very, very basic ingredients, and we really like it. And I get this vermicelli, I think that's how you say it. This is actually in the Hispanic food section of my grocery store. This is, even though it is pasta, yeah, I find it in the Mexican part. So you need that with rice. Some of our produce that we got, like I said, some of our produce is starting to come out of our garden, which is really nice. Our strawberries actually outside are starting to ripen right now, which is really lovely. They taste so much better than the store-bought ones, but we still needed some store-bought ones. So we got 4 pounds of that. We got some apples, and then we got some raspberries. Our raspberries are, we can see them on our bushes right now, but they are not rasin yet, so we can't pick them. And then tomatoes, it's not quite tomato season, but we're getting there. And then lots and lots and lots of Parmesan cheese right now, because we use this in Caesar dressing, homemade Caesar dressing. And then we also just use it in like wraps and stuff, and pastas. We use lots and lots of Parmesan cheese. I don't really care about if I'm having to pre-shred this one myself or not, so I just give myself a break and get the pre-shredded one from Sam's, and these 2 will be gone for sure by the end of the month. I might have to get another one. Twice a week, one of my kids, while I am getting up and going to work in the morning, some of the days in the week, and so my kids need like an easy breakfast that they can make themselves, and these muffins do just that. So we do some eggs from our chickens and some of these muffins a couple of times a week, so we needed to restock on them. These are $1.24 and they make 6 muffins if you just add milk to them, so bang for your buck. It's a pretty good one. Not the best ingredients, but that's okay. We're surviving on it right now. So again, it's almost tomato season. We're getting so close to it, and we will make and can all of our own tomato products this year, but we actually just ran out of all of our pizza and pasta sauce from last year. So I grabbed just a couple. I do have some more pasta sauce, but I grabbed a couple, just 3 cheese and a spicy marinara. And then we needed to get pizza sauce because, again, we're doing pizza a couple times, once a week, sorry. So had to grab that. Lots of butter. We ended up with, what is that, 12 pounds of butter, which is really not bad. Not a ton, honestly, for how much we use butter, because I use it in bread and baked goods, and we just use so much butter. So this is probably not even gonna last us a full month. Might have to get some more butter, but we are trying to make it stretch as much as possible. One thing I did grab this time is these crescent rolls. So we will like flatten them out and then put butter on them and sprinkle cinnamon sugar and roll them up and then bake them. And that is a breakfast once a week for us. We use 2 because we have a pretty big family, but we use 2 of the rolls, 2 of the cans for each time we make them. So we needed 8 of them. So we got 2 boxes, which is lovely. Onto our meat. So I got this 100% real bacon crumbled. I really like this. I make it, use it a lot in like omelets or salads. We also use it in when I make bacon, my maple bacon granola, which I will do a lot right now because that is great with some yogurt in the morning. So it just makes my life a lot easier, but I did also get some actual bacon that this will get used for like breakfasts on the weekend. I did not get actual hamburger because I grabbed these hamburger pre-made patties. This just has beef in it, so it's not like fillers or anything, which I really like. And these are really good. We like them, and they're done already, and so definitely worth that. This meat back here, if you guys have never, bring that to the front. If you guys have never seen this, I get this at Sam's. I think they carry it at Walmart too. This stuff is so good. So it comes with a seasoning packet, and sometimes we do use those. But I will cook it with the seasoning packet and then with peppers and onions and then melt cheese on top, and we'll have really good cheesesteaks. We also use them, like you can use it in salad if you just cook it and sprinkle it on your salad. We also use it for like a really good carne asada. Instead of using the packet of seasoning that is in there, I'll just hit it with some garlic and some salt and pepper, and then right at the end of the cooking, hit it with some fresh lime juice, and it is so good. This has 3 like sleeves of the meat in here. And again, it doesn't have any fillers or anything. You can see the ingredient is just beef. But we really, really love this stuff. If you have never tried this, man, this isn't sponsored or anything, but man, this stuff is so good. And for the price, especially, like, it is per pound so much less expensive than buying buying steaks and then cutting them up yourself, because it is actual steaks, but than buying the steaks and cutting them up yourself. So highly, highly, highly recommend. These things are so good. And then salmon, we're doing salmon once a week as well. So we got some of this. I'm going to try the ones from Azure Standard, but before I can get those, I needed, it'll be a couple weeks before that comes in. So I needed to grab one of these. We will use 1 pack, full 2-pound thing for one night for our family. So I got a couple of those. Lots and lots of ham and cheese omelets happening. So I got 3 things of ham. We don't really eat a lot of sandwiches unless it's peanut butter and jelly, but we do use ham a lot with eggs or an omelet. So this is like a necessary thing to stay stocked up on. This one just goes for our stockpile. This lemonade is like a grace to myself. It is really, really good. It's real ingredients. I feel good about drinking it. I feel good about giving it to my kids. So highly, highly, highly recommend. Really, really like this Milo's lemonade, and it's tasty. I got some milk. This is the milk that I will use to make yogurt. This is not necessarily what we'll drink. We do have lactose intolerance in our house, and so we are going through a lot of raw milk right now, but for the yogurt, I don't use the raw milk for the yogurt. I just go ahead and do that because it is going to be fermented anyway, so we can have that just fine. I picked up some shoes, Opal's first pair of shoes. For the rest of our drinks, we already busted into the apple juice. We have a couple of apple juices. For like a fun drink, I got this apple soda and this orange soda. We really like those in our house, and it's just a fun, like, again, we'll add this to our afternoon tea time. Just have a little cup of it here or there, and it's super yummy. This is one of our few like packaged things. I had one kid that was really begging me to grab some Pringles, so I got a can of Pringles for her. A couple of things of cooking spray. We go through a lot of that. I like to make and can our own black beans. It just saves us. I think we end up spending like something like 10 cents, 12 cents per jar of beans if I can them from dried myself. And it's just so easy, especially with my electric pressure canner. So use that quite often, but I needed to remake some of those. This is probably going to make, I don't know, 8 or 10, something like that, cans of black beans. Marshmallows, just for fun, little treat. Frozen strawberries, we're doing popcorn and smoothies once a week for lunches. So we needed some more frozen fruit. I do make homemade tortillas and we like them, but tacos are such like a quick and easy meal that I just really like having some tortillas held back. So grabbed some of those. Cinnamon rolls on Friday mornings. We have like a store-bought breakfast. That's just how our schedule goes right now. And so I grabbed some cinnamon rolls for those. I got some potatoes, some lemons for our salmon, and our lettuce because I forgot to plant lettuce this year. So that is what our, goodness, almost $800, almost $900. That is insane. In grocery budget, we'll go to this month, and then once a week I will probably spend about another $100 on raw milk and on more produce for our family. So that is it. You guys subscribe, stay tuned, and I will try to show you some recipes of things I make from this stuff. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me. This has been quite the first year for our baby, and so I definitely appreciate you guys sticking it out with us. You guys are awesome. So that is it. I will see you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching.